Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope that you are fine. I am also fine by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dear learners, so many days I could not take any class with you because I have been suffering from uneasiness. After a long time, today I came before you with a class. In today's class, I will discuss on clause. Dear learners, in my previous class, I discussed on phrase. What is phrase? A phrase is a group of words that has no subject and that has not any finite verb or verb. Dear learners, clause contrasts with phrase. Here I wrote the definition of clause and I also showed different types of clause. Look here, look the definition. Here I wrote a clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb, and a clause functions as an adjective, an adverb or a noun. Dear learners, in time of giving the definition of phrase, I told that a phrase is a group of words that does not contain a subject or a verb. But in time of defining clause, we see that a clause has a subject and also a verb, a finite verb. Dear learners, here I wrote adjective clause and I also gave example, and also I wrote noun clause, adverbial clause, and at the very end I showed the difference between a phrase and a clause. Dear learners, here look one thing, adjective clause. Here I also gave you an example. My friend who has autism is brilliant. Here these words, the group of these words is phrase. Clause. So how it is clause? Look one thing. Here in this sentence, my friend is subject, is main verb, and brilliant adjective or extension. So between these words, this part is a clause. So how it is clause? Here look, who has autism. Here who is subject. Okay, S means subject, has verb, main verb or finite verb. Okay, and autism is object or extension of this part. Dear learners, here who is subject, has is verb. Okay, verb of finite verb, so it is clause. That means this part is clause because it has a subject who and a verb or main verb. What has? Okay, it is has. Dear learners, and this part functions as adjective in this sentence, in this complete sentence. My friend who has autism is brilliant. In this sentence, this part who has autism functions as adjective, and it has also a subject and a finite verb, so it is an example of adjective clause. Dear learners, then noun clause. Look one thing, I cannot remember what happened last night. Dear learners, here I gave you the example. Here subject I and remember is main verb of this sentence, and the last part is an example of what? Is an example of noun clause. Okay? Here what is subject, happened is verb or main verb, and these are other things. So in this sentence, this part, what happened last night, okay, in the part of what happened last night, what is subject and happened main verb. Okay, here what we used what as subject in the form of relative pronoun, and this part also functions as noun, so it is noun clause. Okay, in this sentence this part functions as noun, and in this part there is a subject and a finite verb, so it is an example of noun clause. And then adverbial clause. He saw me when he stopped running. Dear learners, here the last part of the sentence is when he stopped running. In this part he is subject and a stopped verb, then running is something or extension in this sentence. So the full sentence is he saw me when he stopped running, but in the last part we see when he stopped running. Here who functions as subject in relative pronoun, in the form of relative pronoun, and as stopped functions as main verb. So it the last part of the sentence functions as an adverb in this sentence, so it is an example of adverbial clause. Dear learners, here I tried to show you what is clause and different types of clause. Then at the very end I wrote something. Here I wrote Pooja sings. It may be Pooja sings when he wakes up. It may also be Pooja sings in the morning. Dear learners, if we use this part, that means when she wakes up, with Pooja sings, this part will be clause, because here what? Here she is subject and wakes up is verb, and it also functions as what? As adverb, so it is an example of adverbial clause. And we may also use in the morning with these words Pooja sings. If we use Pooja sings in the morning, this part will function as phrase, prepositional phrase, okay, because there is not any subject or any verb. So this part will be as phrase in this sentence. Dear learners, with the words Pooja sing, with the word Pooja sings, we can also use when she wakes up, or we can also in the morning. Okay, this will be Pooja sings when she wakes up. This will be an example of clause. And Pooja sings in the morning. This will be, that means in the morning will be as phrase in this sentence. Dear learners, here I showed you phrase and clause. Okay, phrase is a group of words that has not any subject or verb. Clause is also a group of a group of words that has also not any, that has also a subject or a finite verb. Dear learners, in my next class I will be present again with different other topics. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.